haven't used this deck in years. Don't know how many years. I'm gonna say probably 4 years. I'm gonna give my cards a break today. Just wanna see what this deck is seeing. I put up a post a few minutes ago about what tomorrow's vibrations might bring. Tomorrow being 8/25. I also said that there's two prominent triplicity codes coming out tomorrow. What people call angel numbers, trickster's codes from contrarian perspective. You have the 222 vibration, which another thing, if you're new to me, what I always say is when you get three of the same numbers in a row, it's a trapped vibration. No different than when you're on a typewriter, for us older folks, an old school typewriter, and you mash the A key and it gets stuck and it just keeps on putting out A's. That's a faulty programming. It doesn't mean that things are necessarily in alignment against you or for you. It just means that the programming energy is now stuck in place. So tomorrow will present not only a 222, which you'll hear me say is trapped in reflection, aka the phantom zone for my Superman fans. You're pretty much caught in the phantom zone. And 555, which is trapped in movement. Think about it. If I said you're trapped in the reflection, basically all you're doing is looking at the shadows of your light, but you're trying to move into the shadows where you already cannot move, then this is what you hear me call spiritual straitjacket. I'm trying to find the best way to move where there is no motion. I'm already trapped in the reflection of where I've already lost my energy, and I'm just trying to find a good way to move. That is the basis for spiritual psychosis. Sorry if you can't get it. That is the basis for cosmic schizophrenia and cosmic psychosis, because you're just stuck in your head. You're trying to find a better way to make an assessment of what you're seeing because you don't appreciate what's been shown. So, resonance only, ignorance always. Again, as I said, I haven't used this deck in a long time. So, let me see. Earth is down. Air is up. Fire is up, water's down. I'm trying to remember because these have the old elemental sides on them. So we'll see what 222 brings using the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And I was remiss, 422 was Earth Day, Gaia Day. It didn't even feel like something that everybody celebrated because everybody is caught up in their own shit. Plus, it's pretty evident that we really don't care about this planet. And I'm not saying that from the individual aspect. I'm saying that as a collective, we don't care about this planet. So to me, it was like, I'm sorry that I didn't celebrate it like I normally do every year, but I see why. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody's paying attention to the needs of the planet. We're only paying attention to the needs of the individual as we think it's going to give us a better fit for the collective. Turbulence. Sorry, that fell out. I don't do coincidences. This fell out of this next deck that I'm going to use, which is the Fuck It deck. So for the 222, I'm gonna pull up 6 points that we might want to pay attention to. They'll all be correlated, but they won't be in any sequential order. One is no more important than the other. They're all the same, just 6 variations. And then I will pull from the Fuck It deck to see the spiritual straitjacket side of it, how you're trapped in movement. Think about it. An atom, when you, like, just say you put water in a pot and you start to boil it, it's moving against itself, but it ain't going nowhere. It ain't doing nothing but agitating itself. When you heat water up, only thing it's doing is agitating its internal components. The protons, neutrons, and electrons, and the water molecules, and all this other shit. It ain't going nowhere, though. It ain't doing nothing but finding a way to manipulate itself. Think about what I just said. 555, trapped in movement, the only thing you're doing is manipulating yourself. Why? Because you're 222. You're stuck only in your reflection. So we'll see how that plays out. So we'll just do 6 points for each one. 6 points for 222 and 6 points for 555. And they'll be points of correlation. So the first point in the 6 points of where you are 222, stuck in reflection. Two tried to come up, but I'm gonna only honor one. We said water was down. This is the element of water. Yeah, element of water. Water's down, fire's up. So it's the number 4. You're trapped in the waters. You are trapped in the waters. Yep, making sure I'm doing my stuff right. Trapped in the waters. I'm not really familiar with the art, but let's just look at it. This is some kind of cosmic, yeah, I get it. This is some type of cosmic being, and he's holding where somebody is already trapped in their own separation, trying to find a way to see. Do you see that duality? You're trapped in duality. What did I just tell you this was about? 222. You're trapped in your reflection. You're trapped in duality, and you're trying to use the third perspective to figure out which one is safe. A lot of people do that. And this is what you traditionally hear me call the Lilith choice. You're going to choose between something that is going to enslave you or something that's going to enslave you, but you get to choose the degree of your enslavement. Did any of what I just said make sense? You're going to be enslaved, but you get to at least choose the background. You want plantation A, where they only beat you 3 days a week, or you want plantation B, where they only beat you 4 days a week. See, at no point in what I just said did you choose your freedom. You just want to figure out which one of these traps was going to be better for you. Which one of these traps was going to give me the best source of existence. You know, water, the points of creation. Water is the field of creation. So the first thing is you trying to figure out the safest trap, but look at the bigger picture. You ain't even in control. Something else is already holding you there. Something else is already holding you where you're already caught in your reflection. That'll go over some of your people's head. But if you don't have a say-so for the choices that you make, even when you make the choices, you still ain't in control. This is the same thing, like let's just say something menial as voting. They already tell you that your vote don't count, but your vote has influence on who already told you what they're going to do, but it makes you feel better about voting because now you think you have a say-so in your own destruction. You just trying to have a better fit for the trap that already got your balance. Step 2, wisdom. Wisdom, 10. You understand that? Where I just told you 10, what I just told you, that was basically the Lilith choice. 10 normally is the wheel of fortune. Your wisdom. The wheel of fortune don't care which way you're going. The wheel of fortune just wants you to move. You understand that? Energy don't care whether you win or lose. It just wants you to show up and play the game. So this is, where's your wisdom? Your wisdom is in whatever you're seeking. Look at that. This is basically the Hermit. Even though on this card, this is like symbolic of the Wheel of Fortune. That's really the Hermit. You trying to figure out the safest way to come out of the cave. And realistically, because understanding what a lot of different tarot decks, numbers don't really go across, and it's always the creator's perspective. For all intents and purposes, if I look this up in the book, 10 might actually be what they're calling the Hermit card. Let me just see. I'm just going to check real quick if 10 is the Hermit card in this. 10 traditionally is the Wheel of Fortune. 5 is the Father. 7 is the Sage. So see, she kind of went off of that format anyway. And I honor that, and I can respect that. So she don't even equate it to Wheel of Fortune anyway. Whereas I'm telling you, the Wheel of Fortune is where your energy just wants to be put in use. I can still correlate that the same way. This is your energy just wants to be put in use. This is something you'll traditionally hear me say for a long time is you can be wise and knowledgeable in a subject that's not even real. You understand that? Yeah, I know everything there is to know about Mickey Mouse. But sir, Mickey Mouse ain't real. Yeah, but I know everything there is to know about him. And I use that one safer because it agitates too many people when I start throwing in your allegories and alliterations, your folklore, your traditions, your religions, and things like that. That hurts too many people's feelings. So you can be wise about something that is only used to pull you further apart, and now you're an agent for why you'll never be held together. Step 1, make a choice on how you're going to get pulled apart. Step 2, become wise in what's pulling you apart because now you're choosing the directions. Remember I said the Lilith choice, you're going to choose between enslavement and enslavement. The experience itself don't care which one you choose. The experience itself don't care which one you choose. It just wants to hold you in separation. Now you have to use your wisdom, your intuition, your discernment, your knowledge, your whatever and I'm going to go whichever way is best for me. But again, sir, ma'am, both ways only show you enslavement. Realistically, always show you enslavement, whether you're using that direction, this direction, or that third eye that is going to only allow you to see more possibilities on how to further get yourself trapped. You understand that? The television tube. I can produce new dimensions of my own separation, and now I'm separated even more as I learn how to hold myself together in separation. Step three. Step three. Here we go with some more water. 10. That 10 that you're using wisdom, and think about it, 10 is basically separation. 10 is two numbers pretending to be one. So whichever way you use to try and find your wholeness by pulling yourself into separation, that's where you're going to find creation. Remember, this is waters. The 10 of waters is basically saying, I'm going to invest my separation into creation. And now, holy shit, think about it. You're now the mother. You're now the maternal element because you're now sponsoring creation. You get that? Look at her. She's given up all of her energy, and now she's nurturing everything she creates. God damn it, Gaia. Ooh, you could take that one personally. So step 4 in this, where you are already trapped in your reflection, aka the phantom zone, all you're doing is dealing with your lost light. I can't make this shit up. It's all your thoughts. Whatever you keep thinking about will become creation. Whatever you keep thinking about will get your energy. This is an 18. This is La Luna. This is the moon. The moon, this is the 5th time you heard nurturing. Nurturing can be a bad thing. Nurturing can be a good thing. It's all perspective anyway. But nurturing nowadays is really pacification. You understand that? We nurture this government. We nurture idiocracy in others because it's safer to nurture what is harming us than to have to do something different. And then you'll have a lot of victimized mindsets out here who only require nurture because it prevents them from having to grow up. They just want a veritable titty in their mouth. So right here, which is 18, La Luna, the moon. 18 is I've given my potential to the struggle. What was the struggle? I potentially am only wise about what's separating me, but I keep creating it because I think if I learn it, I can see who's holding me in separation. That might go over some of your heads, but if you go through a struggle just to find out who put you in struggle, whoever put you in struggle already won. This is baddest man hit my hand, go hit that man. We all are, but thank you. You understand that? What I just said is if you go through the thought to figure out what the experience is, just so you can figure out why I should or should not have had the experience, you already lost. And then whoever tricked you into going into separation because you need to gain wisdom about what's got you in separation by creating the separation, and now it's all you can think about. You screwed. You did it to yourself. Somebody else offered you the choice, but you the one who signed the contract. Step 5. Step 5 of why we are trapped in reflection. Well, what was it? Earth down, air up. So this is air, the element of air. It's the element of air, and it's a 6. It's your foundations. You have now found yourself. This one's pretty nice. This is the dreams of Gaia. I'm giving my deck a break today. People scared of my deck. So this is the dreams of Gaia tarot. So this is the 6 of air. God damn it. Yeah, 6 of air. And 6 is foundations. But, God, think about it. Now, I just said that this was really trapped in reflection. The phantom zone. Look, now you're just trying to make a decision between where you're going to be found. 6 is foundations. In my light or my dark. But what is the common thought processes in this realm? I'm a being of duality. But wait a minute. Duality was the original trick. Duality was only going to hold you in separation. Yeah, but I understand separation because if I can understand separation, I can get my light back. Sir, ma'am, what took your light? Separation. So why would you keep giving your light to separation to try and learn how to go through your shadows to get your light back? Why don't you just stop giving your light? This is basically a spiritual addiction, which I'm telling you, 2026, you need to watch out for. This is spiritual addiction of, I've done this for so long, I don't know how to stop doing it, and I'll fight you if you have to take it from me. That's really where a lot of people are at. Thought processes are so far into cognitive dissonance or indoctrinated programming, and this goes deeper than meat suits or the human experience. This is the mental experience of thought and separation. You have been seeing yourself in identity of who you think you are through life cycles and lifetimes and reincarnation events. You think that this is who you are each time this is who you are, that you don't know who you are, and so you're stuck in that process. I will find out who I am by going through the experience. But sir, ma'am, this is life cycle 967. Yeah, I know. Next time I'm going to get it right. Because see, if I tie all 968 of them together, then I get the bigger picture. You're right. You just helped sponsor infinity. And what's the largest number in infinity? There is none. You can always add one more. So you mean I'm infinitely holding myself in separation, trying to learn how to see myself in separation? And holy shit, it's showing me. Now my light has been given to the dark, and now I'm in separation. I done lost my mind, which is the next part. So step 6, or where you done already trapped yourself in reflection, is you only trying to find balance where you're already being held apart. Here, let's go simple. You're in a relationship with somebody who is not your match, and yet you just keep dumping energy into them, hoping that things will get better, or they will get better, or something else will fix it. How foolish is that? For those of us who have done that, how foolish is that to waste your time and energy on something that already told you who they are, just because you want to accept who they are because you don't know who you are? Cosmic amnesia, cosmic schizophrenia, cosmic psychosis, divine amnesia, whichever one of them hashtags you want to look up, you're going to see my motherfucking mug on them. Ta-da. Step 6, you trapped in reflection. Why? Because you're trying to find yourself. Trying to find yourself in your shadows means you have no idea of your light. Trying to find yourself in your light means you have no idea of yourself as the source from where the light came from. You ain't even in duality. You in multiplicity already, because you trying to figure out your light and your dark, but you ain't worked on you. You just worked on the aspects of your separation. You just worked on the aspects of your separation. The ace, the one of waters. You gave the potential to the waters because the waters was potentially you. Divine amnesia. I don't know who I am, so I'm going to create everything that I could potentially come, and holy sheep shit. Look at all that energy. You see that dragon? You see that dragon that is now spitting its fire? Again, I've been telling you this for a long time. In antiquity, the dragon represented knowledge, especially if you go into Catholicism and Christianity. Archangel Michael with the sword at the neck of the dragon, which basically symbolizes suppression of knowledge over ideology of formatted religion. We will teach you what you need to know, and we'll kill anything that gets in the way. That's the symbology for that. The sword of God. I will dominate anything that was already known because I need you to understand what I know. So if you understand the dragon was already wisdom and knowledge, the dragon that keeps losing its lights to the water, it keeps losing its fire to the water. What does fire and water do? Fire and water negates itself. So I'm losing myself to what's only going to negate my existence, but I can recreate myself. Spiritual witness protection program. You don't know who you are, so you're going to... I'm aging myself a little bit here, but a lot of y'all are familiar with Bugs Bunny. You ever seen that one Bugs Bunny, and I think it was Yosemite Sam or either Elmer Fudd, and somebody was looking for him, and Bugs Bunny was hiding him. Hide here, and he kept stuffing him in places and beating his ass while he was hiding him. No, that won't work. Hide here, and beating his ass while he hiding him, abusing him while he helping him, basically. That's all this is right here. You don't know who you are, and you're giving your energy into experiences that are only abusing you, but under the guise of helping you figure out who you are, but the only thing you're doing is traumatizing yourself even further. That'll make sense to a couple of you, especially if you know that cartoon I'm talking about, where Bugs Bunny, the grand trickster of cartoons himself, ain't doing nothing but kicking people ass and laughing the whole fucking time. That's your spiritual Bugs Bunny. I'll help you. And really, it ain't nothing but your thoughts. I'll help you create this duality that you seek by helping you write down your own story. So that's the 6 degrees of separation within the 222 vibration for tomorrow. You're going to see where you potentially have an opportunity to see where you are trapped in a reflection of everything that you keep calling balance in creation, because you think if you find balance in creation, then you can find enough energy to determine the path of creation by finding the proper thoughts to manifest. But they're only going to be based off of the traumatic foundation of separation, which means they're still going to steal your fire. That's really what these 6 cards right here say. So, and then that gets into the credence for the 555, which I'm telling you is trapped in movement. All you did was give your energy to a thought and try and find the wisest thought to think so that you can have a safer space to know, but you didn't move. This is that person in line. They're like, sir, can you go ahead and place your order? And you got a long line behind you. It's so much to choose from. Can you give me a minute? Sir, you holding up the line. Yeah, I know, but it's my turn. Make a decision. Hold on. Don't rush me. Still trapped in movement. Mind going, but can't make a decision. And ain't going nowhere. So that's where 555 is going to come in. Is you trying to make a decision, but the problem is you're making decisions based off of information designed to keep making more decisions. Nothing designed for you to be decisive and sit still, just more potential things for you to give thoughts to. Nothing is telling you, hi, this is really what it is. It's just showing you the potentialities, perspectives. And if everything has a perspective, that perspective that has a perspective for it too. Again, the infinite solution. The infinite solution is find which one works for me, even if it ain't working for me, is just working better than what I already had. That's a settled existence. That's what I was saying earlier about just trying to choose plantation A, plantation B, but at no point did you say anything about being free. So I'm just trapped in movement. I'm just trying to move to a safer location. What I said earlier about boiled water, all it's doing is going against itself. It's just being agitated. So this 555 just says where if I'm trapped in reflection and if nothing around me is making me safe, I don't have safety within myself either. So the first thing from the fuck it deck, step 1, it's okay to say hell no. And that's really the whole thing. That's really the whole thing is when you, to counter this, remember this was something is only holding you in separation and try and tell you the best way to see. You understand that? Something is holding you in duality and trying to tell you to see the perspective in between. The first thing I should have said was, hell no. You mean you want me to go in all different directions to figure out who I am? That's like, hey, yo, man, can you take me to the store? All right, bro, I got you. You know, we good. I'm going to take you to the store. Oh, well, since we out, can we go on the other side of town so I can stop here? And then once we go from there, can we go, hey, I didn't sign up for all this. That's what the average person is going to say. Hey, man, hey, you said you wanted to go to motherfucking Kroger's, and that's where I'm taking you. Now you got me at Kroger's and Walmart and Target and Piggly Wiggly, and you want to go by your baby mama house? You asking too much. You trying to make me move against myself. That should have been the stopping point for movement is, hell no, you finna ask me to do too much. But remember I said you're under so much programming to where you're already responsive to the ideology of movement that it'll all sound good. You mean you're going to tell me a better way to move by moving less or potentially moving more so that I can learn how the movement is altogether? Yeah, you already lost because you didn't say no and you were already easily programmed or easily responsive to where programming already was taking place. So now you're on step 2. It's in reverse. It's in reverse and it says, see the bigger fucking picture before taking action. Basically, step 1 said, say hell no. Step 2 says, you didn't see the bigger picture before taking action. What was the bigger picture? You better look one in. How much is this going to cost me before I buy into it? We're talking about being trapped in movement. How much am I going to lose of myself to this experience that's now got me trapped in my reflection? If you can't see through what I'm saying, at the end of what I'm saying is giving your energy to something that is only going to pull you apart mean you were already to that point to where you can't hold yourself together. And this was something we was listening to earlier, me and the missus, and it was like this lady was saying something about she was teaching her kids how to drive, and she ran into an ignorant ass driver behind her. Well, instead of just understanding that people are ignorant, she followed the ignorant driver to her house and got out on her property to give her a piece of her mind. Rule number one, you don't follow a fool to be foolish. But because she didn't see the bigger picture of, holy shit, that chick might be having a bad day, she needed her to understand that her bad day was giving her a bad day, so I'm going to give you a bad day again. You see all that ping pong? I'm going to give you a piece of your energy. And y'all say this shit all the time, and y'all need to start slapping yourself. I'm going to match energy. No, you're going to lose energy. The minute that you don't understand that you are matching energy with lower vibrations but still running around here calling yourself high vibrational, you're a low vibrational, high vibrating fool. You didn't see the bigger fucking picture. The whole thing was to get you to move. But you don't have enough common sense to understand when stillness should be the way. Observation, I see what's going on. That was shitty, but you know what? At the end of the day, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Or even if it does have something to do with me, if I give it more energy, it ain't gonna do nothing but pull us all apart. Let me be me. Not let me be the bigger person. Or not let me just be quiet and holding on to shit. Let me just stop holding on altogether. That ain't had nothing to do with me. And again, if it has something to do with me, it's not my monkeys, not my monkey and not my circus. I should just continue on with my journey. Most of y'all can't do that. Most of y'all cannot say hell no to when somebody gives you an invitation to pull yourself apart. Why? The divine imprint. You're already caught in reflection. You're already caught in where you lost your light, and you think giving more of your light is going to help you find the light you lost. Make it make sense. So then you get on step 3. Make it make sense. You trapped in movement because you don't invest in stillness. It's in reverse too. Happy fucking times are coming soon. Sorry, it's in reverse. The inside controls the outside, not the inside determines the outside. The inside controls the outside. If I can't find happiness in myself, then when I find anger out here in others, I'm going to respond to it instead of just being aware. See the situation I was telling you about, the driver that got cut off? You know what? That's her show. That's fine. We're safe. I'm teaching my kids, and if anything, she ain't doing nothing but help me. I just gave my children an experience that says, this is what you watch out for. This is how you don't handle it. And then going about my business. Holy shit, teaching point. I use that energy to a better working point for me instead of that energy work me and now I'm going to lose more. Most of y'all can't get there. Why? Because you're too busy waiting on the outside to make you to feel safe on the inside. You already lost. So you get to point 4. You already lost. You already easily moved because you cannot find stillness. Spiritual straitjacket. You already going crazy on the inside and you just want everybody to be still so you can be crazy in the inside less enough to be still within yourself. Now let me be still and figure out why the fuck am I going crazy? Because if I'm out here agitated and pumping out all my energy, the law of attraction means more energy going to keep coming. Here's where y'all get tricked. To you. It ain't coming to you. It's coming from you. It's coming from you, and now you're drawing in everything else. You're drawing in everything else to match your leak. It ain't just coming to me and I was just minding my business. Yeah, you're minding your business, holding on to your traumas, and you smell like a motherfucking meal. That's the way energy works. Sorry, though. Do it one fucking step at a time. Exactly what I just got through saying. Hey, I got to focus on me. I can't focus on everything else that want my energy. I got to make sure that I'm being still and that I'm being fair with myself before I expect others to be fair with me. But no, y'all want it all to be balanced without having balance within yourself. And I keep trying to tell y'all, balance is a motherfucking trick. You better have wholeness. But you got to start somewhere. But if you can't balance yourself enough to see where, holy shit, I'm the one losing my light and my dark, you ain't got the chance of hell. Always. Always. So when you get to step 5 of why you are trapped in movement, you just basically in the spiritual straitjacket or just ping-ponging around trying to find the safest way to be still. The bigger problem is you already in containment. It's in reverse again. Wealth is on its way, you lucky fucker. What do you mean wealth? You mean it's coming to me? Yeah, it's coming to you. It's coming from you. But if you sit still and understand that you already had it within, then you might can better observe it in everything around you. Nature starts to look different. People, I'll say again, people start to look different. You start to see people for who they are. You start to see people for what they are. You start to see shit out here in this realm for what it is. And I no longer need to worry about manifesting abundance of shit that ain't gonna do nothing to keep me contained. I need to get rid of the abundance, the wealth of all this shit that kept me in containment. Reduce your egoic footprint. Reduce the amount of energy you need from others by figuring out why you gotta have so much for yourself. But that'll scare the hell out of a lot of you. God, I have been here almost 30 years. Yeah. I'm from Alabama, though. Don't make me bring out my Alabama. But yeah, I've been here in the low country for about 30 years now. So yeah. All right, so step 5. Good, I'm glad, Shauna. I have a daughter named Shauna, too. So step 5 was you trying to find the wealth to come into you, the Bama. So you try to find a way to get the wealth into you, ching, 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 goes the money tree. I'm manifesting. I'm from the stars. I'm going to bring in other planets to find out who I am. Sorry. Mental straitjacket. You better sit your punk ass down and be still, because you can keep buying into all these aspects of separation as a way to pull yourself together, but which one? Which one? Let's be realistic. I'm in duality and I'm manifesting my abundance. Which one are you going to receive it? It comes from us. We are the manifestation point of this manipulation. So if I'm bringing in my abundance, but I'm not paying attention to which abundance I'm ever operating from, because see, I'm in my dark Lilith this month, or I'm in my light Lilith next month. Well, goddamn, the abundance only went to here, and it only can come into pieces because you already see yourself in fragmentation. You already see yourself in fragmentation, but you want your wholeness. Which one gets your fucking wholeness? Both of them, because see, I'm a being of duality and the law of cause and effects and the law of karma and the law of dharma and the law of dog ate my shit. You'll come up with laws and you'll come up with limitations to justify where you will not see yourself as unlimited, and then you wonder why shit is pulling you apart, because you keep moving. You keep moving. You keep staying agitated in your mind because you can't process stillness, so you keep trying to find stillness in everything that's already got you in separation. So now you get on step 6, trying to find yourself in separation so that you can figure out why I keep moving. Take your time. You are going to go chase yourself in separation so you can figure out, here, let's start. There was you. Now there's you in separation, which means there's really 3 of you at the minimum. There's you, now there's you in separation. You in separation, at least 3. I'm going to go into one of these separations to find my wholeness. What the hell happened to the other one? It's just going to disappear. It's an energetic trail. It now has the rights of creation. You already sponsored it. So you're going to go try and find yourself over here and manifest your abundance. But what if that was where you lost your light? So now your abundance that came over here where your light was, because you over here, I'm glad. That's what I do. I'm glad. But you over here chasing your dark, calling it your light and your abundance, then went over here where the light came from. But here's the trick. The abundance that came to you was really just you. Remember the original trick was find yourself in separation. But where was me? I was the wholeness. I was the abundance. But if I keep tricking myself into trying to find myself in separation, then I've already lost another part of my separation plus my wholeness. Don't expect all of y'all to get that. Take your time. Stop buying these fucking tricks. These tricks will only keep you finding yourself in separation, which you're not your separation. You're just the thoughts trapped in movement, but ain't going nowhere. The thoughts trapped in movement, but you ain't going nowhere. Fuck yes, do it. Say hell no. Don't do it. Don't say yes. Don't do it. You get it? It's in reverse. Fuck yes. Do it. You know what? Do it for yourself. You want to find your abundance? Find yourself. What do you mean find yourself? See, you got to go take a 6-week shaman course, or you need a reclamation, or you need to do some shrooms, girl. Or yo, bro, we going to get over here and we going to hotbox for about 6 hours. That should wake me up. Or I'm going to take some salvia, and then next thing you know, I'm sitting on the conveyor belt of fucking altered states of dimensionality, but now I'm here. The mirror can help until you realize the mirror is only the point of you in separation, separating your light even further. When you look in the mirror, you're only seeing your reflection. When you understand to stop using the mirror, you already understand I am the reflection. I'm already the reflection of where I lost my light. See, nothing needed. I'm already the reflection of where I lost my light. Now I'm looking in the mirror. Now I'm the reflection where I lost my light, looking at the reflection of where I lost my light. 4 stages of separation at the minimum. I'm me. I'm separated. I found myself in separation. Now I'm looking within the separation so I can find my wholeness. 5 steps of separation at the minimum. Now, if I think that I have to go into the separation and do shadow work, 6 steps of separation. Now I need to go back and heal 12-year-old inner child, 7 steps of separation. But if I find a different perspective on how to be happy, because see my twin flame here, 8 steps of separation. I am not challenging you, but even God is a fragmentation. There are many deity concepts in this realm. Even God is only a generated and operated dissemination point of energy. You stop thinking that the pieces are in separation, and you start understanding that the perception of the light being trapped was just a mental trick. It was only if you invest in seeing yourself in separation that now you'll need somebody else's eye to teach you something different, because you won't trust your own. When you, Jedi mind trick, a narcissistic relationship, when somebody tricks and programs you and tells you that this is what shit is, you will only believe what they teach you. Hi. You ain't African. You are Indian. You from the 13th tribe of Judah. Wait a minute. Okay, maybe I am. You easily programmed. And at the end of the day, not to be funny, it doesn't matter if you are from them places, because it's still just you in separation. God, I can go so many places with that one. If we want to go into Pangea and Mu and Lemuria and all this other shit, where the continents, which are still drifting apart, if you understand that, the continents are still drifting apart at this very moment. Tectonic plates. All this shit used to be one land. So the land that you think is your land was everybody's land. The whole fucking problem is your colonized mind of thinking that your land was greater than somebody else's land and you was there first, when all of us are here together and all of us are fucking up. I would feel shame if I was the first person here and I allowed this shit show to get to this fucking point. The physical split reflects the spiritual split between, yes, that's what you hear me call cosmic psychosis, cosmic schizophrenia. It's you're trying to find an identity into where spirit no longer knows who it is. And so it fragments itself into the infinite possibilities of souls that now have the probabilities of finding identity by running through experiences. And when I find that one experience that will set me free, that'll be the one that I am. That is nothing but a little scared child sitting in the corner and been left alone at home, and now the dark is scaring it, so it goes into its own imagination trying to find a way to become safe. You'll run yourself crazy like that. Holy shit. And this ain't just kids, because I had this experience from war where when I was over in the desert, we were taking some buses up to Iraq one time in the first Gulf War, which really wasn't a war, but it was still an experience. And we were taking some buses and we didn't have escorts, and my best friend broke down in the middle of some town in the middle of the fucking desert. And when my bus got to his bus, That motherfucker almost blew my head off with the M16. Why? Because he had been stuck in that bus in the middle of the motherfucking desert, in the middle of nowhere with nothing but noise. Dead noise. I mean silence. That's noise. And that motherfucker was sitting on that bus, paranoid for 4 hours, with no radio and nothing but his motherfucking weapon and a case of water. So by the time my black ass got there and got on the bus to see if he was okay, he wasn't okay. Mentally, he had already fell prey to the goddamn dark. You understand that? You can be left alone with your silence, and your silence will become your fucking killer. Yeah, vehicle recovery. I was a trucker. So all them fucking routes, I did vehicle recovery too though, but I was a trucker, but delivery and all that shit, yeah. Yeah, so it ain't just a child left alone. This is what you always hear me call, again, the primary psychosis is spirit realized, holy shit, I'm something. But what am I? I don't know. That can trouble a lot of people. If you don't know who you are, my cards, the king of shamans. If you don't know who you are, everything around you will tell you what it needs you to be. In the minute that you don't have an identity, if you end up in the arms of somebody else, the minute you don't have an identity and you end up in the arms of something or somebody else who does, you fucked. You fucked. If you don't know who you are, everybody around you can tell you where you're from. And you ain't got no choice to believe it, especially if they hide in all the information. To the point to where they trick you enough to think that the information they hidden was information designed for you. Take that on some egoic conspiracy theory level shit. If they hide where you from and then rewrite it and then put that in there for you to find, when you find it, exactly. If you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? Everything. Even to the point to where you're trying not to fall, which means now your ego is already anti-you and pro-it. You understand that? That's that ego arrogance. See, you ain't going to trick me no more. So now you're easily tricked. Because you're going to think everything they give you is a trick. So when they tell you the fucking truth, you'll see it as a lie. Hey, man, you see right here? That's what this was. Nah, see, you're not going to take that from me. I'd rather be wrong and go to hell. So you mean your programming is that deep to where you now pro them and anti you because you think being pro you is anti them, which automatically makes that anti you. You already work for the separation. Instead of saying hell no, you only know how to say yes. You only know how to say yes to everything they put in front of you, which you, at that point, are sponsoring your own separation. And that's really all this is. 222, you are stuck in the reflection of everything they shown you, but yet everything they shown you was already you pulled apart. Honor this. Resonance and ignorance only. If everything they shown you was you pulled apart, how do I hold me together? How do I hold me together? This, you understand that, is the 9 of earth. Ground myself out. Ground myself out. 9, stay at your highest vibration. For years I've told y'all the highest vibration is the battery that stays in the pack. The battery that does not plug into the device will not have to worry about being divisive. That went over somebody's head. The battery that does not plug into the pack, that does not plug into the device, does not have to worry about being divisive. He stays at its 9. I keep all my energy for myself. Now, I'm going to get out here and try and control it by taking over what's controlling me, which means, holy shit, juxtaposition. The slave just became the master to what already enslaved it. Holy shit, you overseeing your own separation. Uh-oh, Chuck. You overseeing your own separation. Why? Because you think your highest vibration is taking control. Taking control of what? Separation. But that's not going to give me wholeness. Shh, don't worry about that. You stuck in movement. Why am I stuck in movement? How do I get out of this movement? It's in reverse. You got to go within. Go. Wow. Go have a bowel movement. The problem will solve itself. Let this shit go. Everything that you've been programmed to see is only programmed to show you in separation. Let this shit go. Holy shit, I've been using that hashtag since about fucking 2016. Let this shit go. What is the Ouroboros? It is the snake eating its own tail. What's coming out of the tail? Shit. Blah. Let this shit go and stop having to shit on yourself. Get out of the infinite loop of chasing yourself, trying to find yourself so you can figure out who you are. And when you get there and you don't recognize who you are, you're just going to keep doing it again. Which means you are in perpetual motion and ain't nobody else. You in perpetual motion, they don't even need to hold you no more. These energies don't need to hold you anymore because you'll keep yourself sustained. Why? Probability. The probability and possibility of choice will keep this experiment in motion because you don't know who you are and you don't care unless somebody that makes you feel safe tells you the answer. Let your life tell your tale. Can't be taught shit unless it comes from somebody that feels safe, and it almost always ain't gonna be one of us. Oops. Homeless motherfuckers, watch out tomorrow. 222, where you are caught in reflection, will show you where 555, you in your own spiritual motherfucking straitjacket. Get out of your psychosis.